Did you know that there's an AI tool that can take your messy pile of PDFs, YouTube videos, and meeting recordings and turn them into a well-organized briefing or even a podcast-style conversation? Imagine saving hours of your time every single week. And that's exactly what I've been doing with Notebook LM, which is a product by Google. And now it just got a massive upgrade. By the end of this video, what I want to show you is how to use Notebook LM's core features, explore its key use cases, and learn how to supercharge it with integrations that make your work and study life much easier. We'll basically break this down into three sections. Number one, I'm going to speak about the basic features and capabilities. I'll speak about the key use cases to make your workflows smarter. I'll then speak about the integrations and the hacks that you can use to take this tool to the next level. Let's get right into it. So, number one are the basic features and capabilities. So let's start with the basics. Notebook LM is a free tool from Google, and it recently got an upgrade to Gemini 2.0, which makes it even more powerful. So here is what you will see once you enter Notebook LM. And if I were to create a new notebook, you can do a bunch of things with each notebook or with each project that you have. First of all, you notice that here you have 0 out of 50 if I move myself out of the way. So you can create as many as, or you can add as many as 50 different sources to your project. What this means is that you can add a variety of sources, PDFs, text files, Markdown, audio files. There's a lot of things that you can add. You can also include Google Docs and Google Slides, and even paste in text directly into this, which means that there's a lot of use cases that can happen that you can do with Google LM. Now, let's speak about some of those specific use cases, and I want to show you why this tool is really changing the whole way, the whole method when it comes to grouping sources and doing things with them. So the first thing is a quick document summarization. So let's quickly create a summary with source annotations so you always know where the information is coming from. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in dog training. So let's grab that. Let's grab a video here. Let's grab that. And let's grab that. So I'm just going to grab the URLs from each of these. So boom, 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 boom. So essentially I have websites I want to include. So that's the first one. I'm going to add a source here, website. Second one, add a source, which is a YouTube video. So I'll add that after. And I think the other is, can I shoot this one? No, I've already added that. Website. So I guess it was that one. Yep. So let's add a source and let's add a YouTube video, which is that right there. All right. So if we were to open up this menu, we have the YouTube video here. We have 3 different sources. Okay. And let's minimize that. I think I added something twice as well. So here we have Guide to Dog Training, 5 sources. This text is from the RSPCA website and focuses on dog training. It provides basic dog training tips, including how to teach commands like sit, stay, and down. The first thing I can do is save a note. So any note that you save, it's like any part of the conversation you save will get added to this right-hand side menu. So here you'll see the conversation happening. Next thing that we can do, let me just put this down here, is start typing or have a conversation with these sources. So generally you get 3 questions and they are based on the sources that you have. So how does the RSPCA approach dog training and education? What are the methods for addressing cruelty? What services does the RSPCA offer for animal welfare? So you can just click on that and continue the conversation. Here you see that we have the different sources as well. So investigating cruelty cases. If I click on that, I will get taken directly to where that information was found. So, okay, I mean, in this case, it's not very helpful, I guess. It's just taking us, I guess, yeah, to the specific menus from that site. So this is just number one. So let's see what does the YouTube video say about training? So let's try and access something specific from the sources. YouTube video emphasizes the importance of daily training exercises to achieve a successful and fulfilling relationship with your dog. So now it just highlighted the whole YouTube script. So it could also do with being a bit more specific with these key points. But when you have multiple sources, it's also good to know where this came from. So like this, I can have a sort of conversation with the sources I have. Another thing I can do is create study guides, briefing docs, FAQs, and timelines. So let's say I'm studying for a specific exam, and these are my different sources. Based on the guides that I have, or based on chaotic notes that I insert into Notebook LM, I can generate organized guides from these stuff, which is generally all over the place. So here I have questions. So answer each question into 2 to 3 sentences. And then I have the quiz answer key right here. I have potential essay questions as well. And I have a glossary of key terms. So all this can transform text into organized stuff, which is what we're looking for. Now, for the YouTube video, what I can do, if I go back, so close that, can also minimize that. Let's say that I want to get the key points from my video. So what I could do is type in, please extract the key points from the video content. Now, if I press, I've noticed this a few times, that sometimes the refresh or the send button doesn't really work. So I'll start it again. So now I'll say, yeah, please extract the key points from the video content. And again, this can be any type of content. So whether you have, I don't know, Zoom meetings or recordings or Teams voice recordings or Slack notes, all of this can be inserted here and you can get information from it. So here are some key points from the video's transcript. Threshold manners are important. Use food as a reward. Never leave food down all day for your dog. Train your dog. Give your dog daily exercises. Practice obedience training every day. So these are actionable insights that you can get from your sources. And it's not just about YouTube videos and websites. You can also break down entire books for summaries and deep dives. So in a previous video, I had the book A Tale of Two Cities, where I really broke down and created these key points from it. So it's just as simple as adding a source, adding the website or the book, or dragging that in, and then you get the stuff created. Another thing that I simply love is this audio conversation. So if I click customize here, I can give it specific instructions on what the host should focus on. And then you can hit generate. And this will literally generate a conversation between two people in just a few minutes. So this can combine data, it can generate discussions that sound very real. And this is perfect for learning or sharing different insights. What they also released recently, which is still in beta at this stage, is the ability to join in as if you are calling into a live talk show, which is pretty insane. So you present your question, you speak your question, and then the host will answer you based on the question you asked and the context that has been provided in these documents. So this is the generating, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So it's like, imagine you're listening to a talk show and you're able to call in and ask any question that you might have. So whether you're studying for an exam, whether you're preparing a thesis paper, anything that you want to really understand, you're actively involved in that conversation. And I think that's a lot of power for these specific use cases. What I really want to speak to you about is how you can use Notebook LM and combine it with other AI tools to help create even more functionality. So the first thing is a tool called Napkin AI, which I have reviewed before on this channel. So if I sign into Napkin AI, and let's go back to Notebook, and let's just grab this information here. So let's create a new napkin, blank napkin, and I just paste that in there. What I can do here, let's give this a title, doc training. I can just select all the text, hit the lightning bolt, and this will create infographics for me. So effective dog training strategies, and I can choose the image I like the most. When I choose one that I like, I then have different styles as well. So let's say I like this, I can hit styles, and this will create different versions of that. So let's say I love this because there's very appropriate black and white types of icons. Maybe I'm very much into that. So based on the notes that Google and Notebook LM have generated and Notebook and Napkin AI has created, then I have this image that I can directly download, and it can go very easily into a Google document, into whatever thing I'm creating. So Napkin AI allows you to convert any type of summarized text into visuals, flowcharts, infographics, anything or things that are easily understandable by your audience or even by yourself, which can help with studying or with deeply understanding a concept. The second thing is that you can also use Napkin AI to change the output language into not just the same language. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in English. So if I go to settings, I can generate visuals in a different language. So let's say I want to generate the visuals in French. I can now X out of that. If I create this again, this should create the image generated with the text in French. So as you can see, that is now in French, which is pretty cool. So that's another thing you can do with Napkin AI. So let's go back to English here and save that. So that's the first thing. The second thing you can do is obviously translate stuff to different languages. I'm not sure if you can actually do it. Translate these points to Italian. Let's see if you can do this directly in Notebook LM. Yep. So here are the key points from the video translated into Italian. L'educazione al soglia è importante. Yeah, perfect. Usa il cibo come ricompensa. Perfect. So you can also translate this directly. Alternatively, you can also export any notes that you have and use something like DeepL or Google Translate to get this stuff into a different language. So if I were to just copy this, obviously I can translate it into whatever I want. So yeah, here there's a limit. So you will have to break this down into shorter text, but you can also use something like DeepL to translate that into a different language. So that's pretty cool as well. Which means that anyway, yeah, you're not just limited to just one language. The third thing is you can use a tool like Descript in order to refine the audio content from the meetings or podcasts that you have. So here, if I open up Descript, this is a great tool to allow you to edit audio and videos similar to editing text. So instead of just or having to understand timelines and where to cut and where to split, what you can do is if you don't like the word can edit, you can just highlight it in their software, hit the backspace or hit delete, and that will get removed from the audio. Which means that if I were to go here.
Welcome back, everyone. We're done. Really jumped out at me. It says over 25 years experience.
So all of this can be downloaded. So I can download the podcast that was generated. I can load it up into the script, which will give me the transcript, and then I can edit it as I see fit. So that is another thing to consider. What you can also do is potentially also combine this with a video and upload it to YouTube. There you also get the transcript as well. Another thing to consider is something like 11 Labs. So 11labs.io, which will allow you to change the speech to whatever voices that you want. So here, if I just sign in, there is this conversations tab. Let me try and get rid of that pop-up. Okay, not sure why that isn't really working. So what I'm looking for is either the text-to-speech here. Okay, that's very annoying. So either the text-to-speech feature, which would allow me to convert the text into specific speech. There's also the voice changer here. And I can also have a conversation. So there are a bunch of other things that 11 Labs have recently released when it comes to potentially helping with all this stuff. My point is that you can do a lot of things. You can create custom audio as long as you have the source data that is available right there. Another thing to consider is turning your text, your outputted audio, into a video. So, for example, a tool like Sora, which is still not available in Europe. So if I go to Sora here, hit start now, it will say probably, yeah, still not available in Europe. But if you're in a country where this is available, you can take that audio, you can combine it with a video output, and then you have the perfect combination of video and audio, which means that you have a complete video. So this is another thing that you can do. Another tool that you can try using would be Runway ML. So this is a tool, so their Gen 3 Alpha, that you can do many things with it. So if I go here to product, our tools, you can see the types of videos that you can generate. So you can not just have audio, but also you have video combined with that. Just another tool to consider if you're creating videos, if you're creating social media stuff, if you're creating YouTube videos. The point is that with all these integrations, Notebook LM goes from being just an AI notebook to becoming something that brings content to life, right? You're taking a concept, a source, and you're turning it and using it in a variety of different ways. So the point is that Notebook LM, if you allow it, isn't just a tool. It will change the way that you manage information. Whether you're a student, a content creator, a professional, with all its features, its use cases, and the integrations that you can have, it will transform the way that you work. So if you found this breakdown helpful, first of all, hit the like and subscribe button so you get more information and more videos in the future. And I encourage you to play around with Notebook LM because it's a great tool. It's free at the moment as well. So I would encourage you to check it out. In the meantime, check out the link in the description as well for more information on how I can help you with AI and automation in your business. And I'll speak to you in the next video.